Okay, sir, you have been in the political turf for a long time. You have been twice, you have been MP from Lok Sabha MP, and once Rajya Sabha MP. So
Twice
you know,
Rajya Sabha. Twice Lok
twice,
Sabha,
twice.
twice Rajya Sabha.
Twice Rajya Sabha. Sir, since Trinamool TMC has come into the power here in West Bengal, and with the gradual emergence of BJP, particularly in some pockets, what do you think? What are the chances for the resurgence of left, particularly CPI-M?
In your question itself, you say it's not that by chance that since the Trinamool emerged in Bengal, so BJP also is emerging. This is not just coincidence. This is part of the same plan, because the left was very strong and left is still having its own presence here in the movement and struggle. So naturally, to develop a kind of right politics, rightist politics, you require the presence of RSS and similar organizations. But since pre-independence days, RSS never found ground in Bengal because of the strong secular movement and the left presence and the cultural resurgence and renaissance. So naturally, BJP or RSS got a via media, that is Trinamool Congress. Many people did not agree at the beginning, but it's apparently Trinamool Congress is fighting against BJP, but inherently it is to bring in the divisive politics in Bengal, and because if you require two hands to clap. So naturally, if you want to develop a kind of Hindutva politics, so you require some symbols and some motifs for religious divide for the minorities also. And in West Bengal, since post-independence days, we didn't have this Muslim League or any political party representing Muslims' interest. So naturally, they created Trinamool Congress and Mamata Banerjee out of Congress with the help of resources mobilized by RSS and other elements who wanted to take on the left to showcase Mamata as Mamtas and Trinamool Congress politics as pro-Muslim, which is not true. So the Muslims have not got anything from Trinamool Congress roots or Trinamool politics, but they became villain in the eyes of common Hindus with the help of the RSS kind of propaganda. So that is how, at the reverse, you will see that. So this is how Trinamool Congress was used, Mamata Banerjee was used in disguise. Actually, they were creating our ambience or ecosystem where RSS kind of politics can emerge and develop, and the Hindus who were victim of partition, but they were just forgetting that thing. So their next generations, that scar can be revised among them, and this is what the RSS game plan was. And Mamata Banerjee played its bit, and Trinamool Congress played its role, and mainly the goons, the Gundaism, the vote looting machinery, the extortion racket, though it is run by the bigwigs, but the face value, people saw that the many lumpens were mobilized, and most of them, because the lack of opportunity and lack of education, a sizable section belonging to the Muslim community, they were in the forefront. And that was a part of the game plan of the Trinamool Congress also. And this is how the anger against Trinamool Congress misruled, anger against Mamata Banerjee, the anti-incumbency factor of the Trinamool Congress regime actually converted through RSS machinery and propaganda machinery against Muslims. So Muslims became target, and Muslims became the common punching bag nowadays in Bengal. But this is not wholly true, because still you have a sizable left presence and left movement, though in the media you will not find it. And that is how we are trying to focus on this Modi bhai Didi bhai nexus, and this is how we want to bring forth the common farmers issue, unemployment issue, the question of social justice, the question of tribal deprivation, the question of civil caste issues, and at the same time various scheme workers, those contractual laborers and the daily wage earners, the street hawkers, those who are at the receiving end. So we wanted to bring those issues which are burning, and those are the glaring examples that neither Modi nor Didi would do justice to them. and that is how you can champion the cause of the common people and bring forth the common issues instead of the conflicting issues. That is what Modi Bhai Didi Bhai is trying to develop.
So you precisely wanted to. So sir, do you think all these measures will impact on this election? And how much?
Which measure you are talking about?
The measures you've been talking about, the workers' issues, wage issues.
This is what for the last several years we are trying to do, and you have seen that on 3rd February there was a biggest rally
Exactly.
by the left. Before that we had series of jathas on peasants' issues, on the question of the price for the agriculture produces, which both Mamata and Modi failed to, and in that case the agrarian crisis and unemployment issues. There are series of movements involving common people, bringing out common issues, and this is the antidote against those conflicting issues. Whether this will have an impact, that impact on the election or not, that is to see. But that what we have seen, that Mamata Banerjee had a big show on 19th February with much media hype and inviting so many national leaders to project herself as a would-be Prime Minister. And BJP planned to have it on 9th February, and we had a 3rd February rally of the left. And we said the combined strength of the Trinamool and the Modi rally will be surpassed by the left rally. In fact, Mamata had his rally and 4 times of its strength that we had show on the Brigade Parade ground. That compelled her to stage a dharna or drama in the name of the Sarda Narda and protecting the culprits. On the other hand, the Modi, in fact, BJP cancelled its rally. Despite the media is always saying that there is a big growth of BJP, big growth of BJP. Where is the Prime Minister is addressing rally with 200 people in Purulia?
In Amit Shah's rally a couple of days, 1 or 2 days ago.
Neither Mamata nor Amit Shah could attract for common masses. It's another matter that to manage from EC to EVM to common people. Voting rights is being denied, and in some cases the vote loot machinery is being engaged. But actually the people are engaged. There is incumbency of both the central government and the state government. Unfortunately, the kind of role played by Mamata Banerjee and Trinamool regime, the states in anti-incumbency is more, whereas the election is national election and the parliament election. And BJP is also not untested. Last time it was untested, but this time they had a 5 years tenure in the central government. But since the failure of the Trinamool Congress to put up a political or ideological or administrative or even organizational challenge to BJP, most of the disgruntled Trinamool Congress and those who are supposed to be jailed or willing to get bail because of their misdeeds, they just switch over to BJP. So you don't estimate the understanding of the people of Bengal. So what is BJP in Bengal now? Is the worst kind of Trinamool Congress, because those who are even worst kind of people in the Trinamool Congress like Mukul Rai et al, Arjun Singh, they joined BJP. So in the beginning, the Modi or the BJP wanted to project that they have to take on the Trinamool Congress, but instead of taking on Trinamool Congress, they are ready to take the garbage of the Trinamool Congress. So what garbage generated by the Trinamool Congress in Bengal, the Modi Swachh Abhiyan is not going to clear it. Rather they want to convert it, and it's not from garbage to something good, but rather just to change the flag, and the same people will be continuing same kind of hoodlums, same kind of communal divide, and same kind of political extortion and torture. So naturally, after seeing Tripura, what BJP did in Tripura, with the combined strength of whatever voting strength of BJP, Congress and Trinamool Congress was, to mobilize them in an anti-left camp, what BJP could do in Tripura, but they could successfully showcase also what BJP after getting to power, what they are able to do. What Trinamool Congress is doing here, the same kind of thing is in Tripura being repeated with communal divide. So here some booths are being captured. Their entire election of a state, of a parliament seat is now, they are not in a position to hold that election. ECA is saying that. And we demanded on other seats that entire elections should be countermanded because that was looted. So both the BJP and Trinamool Congress, they are against the democratic rights of the people and the democratic unity of the people. and this is what the left is working for, to restrain the goons and to demand democratic rights and human rights of people. And we are encouraging the people to come out, and you will find newer generation coming out because they are at the receiving end for the last 8 years of Trinamool Congress and 5 years of BJP rule. So when they come out and they have a say, so they are going to exercise their rights to retrieve the democratic space in Bengal. And BJP, after destroying democratic parliamentary system and their parliamentary democracy and democratic rights in the entire country, they are not going to revive democratic ethos in Bengal. And the Trinamool Congress also, after looting the democratic rights of the people, they cannot cry hoarse about democracy. And if without democracy, you can't remain a secular state.
So how come the TMC has gained so much in the Panchayat election?
What is gain? Where is the Panchayat election? They just looted, they did not allow people to vote, and that's why they are still trying to control that electoral process, what they could do through the State Election Commission. And this is what I am saying, a series of incidents, it's all documented, how Panchayat election from nomination to counting, everything was looted, and in some places even Trinamool Congress, when they looted votes, they just have this chappa vote. So they did it for the BJP also, because some of the Trinamool Congress card holders are having dual
Especially
SIM.
when in the Panchayat elections there are not EVMs.
Yes, that was the paper ballot, and many places ballot boxes were looted. And first time in the world history, during the counting, the counting centers was attacked, and counting was influenced by the goons with the help of active help of a section of police and state administration.
So people, you are saying precisely that people are growing aware. There is awareness growing among
Have
the people.
faith and trust from the people. Of course, the media has a very big role, and instead of media playing a very responsible role during this crisis in Bengal, they are just trying to be subservient to either the ruling party of the state or the ruling party of the center. We know advertisement plays a very big role, and the corporate media also is there to make profit, and they are out of this motive, they are ready to even sacrifice their journalistic ethics.